Someday I'm going to get one of those clappers that movies use. But otherwise, if you don't do that, then you get your I'm talking. So, okay, thank you for coming. Sorry about the late cancellation last month, but I was flat on my back with a pinched nerve, which is so much better now. But it's amazing how bad very old can be. Older. Yes, it's not just old, it's even older. And even older now. So first, I would want to welcome a new member of our advisory committee, Linda Siegel. It would have been last month, but and we're really appreciative of having new blood. And
That's kind of aggressive.
Older all the time.
So Linda, this is this group. And you have been here before. Linda has sat in on some, so she knew what she was getting into. But my expectations is that we have vocal and opinionated people, not only sitting at the table, but in the audience. That's my hope. I live for that. Because boring advisory committee meetings are boring, and the whole point is for you to tell us what you think. And to help advise us. So, two things as we start. First, Linda, if you could just give a little background on who you are, where you're coming from, and then if we could quickly go around the room just so you get a sense of who everybody else is. And we don't usually do that, but because we've all been here a lot before. But it's good every once in a while just to remind people of who everybody is and whatever.
Thank you very much. I'm Linda Siegel. I live in Wayland. I've been here for 40 years. If you look at the website, you see that I'm in the slot of advocacy site neighbors because 25 years ago, as a public school teacher, suddenly found myself living in a neighborhood that had to deal with cleaning up a hazardous waste site. So that's where I come from. But in the process, got involved also in municipal government and helped with the cleanup of 2 major hazardous waste sites in our town. And then just coming to meetings and learning a lot. One thing I said to Paul and Liz was that for me it's a never-ending learning curve. But coming to some of these kinds of meetings, the positive karma in the room and the energy and just how much you folks and we all are committed to very similar goals, it just felt like a good fit and I was willing to try it. So. Thanks very much.
Welcome. Yes. And then we can go around this way.
I'm Susan Chadnick. I believe, do you have a list there?
Yes.
I believe I represent the public. That's what I've been trying to do. Let's see. Susan Chadnick, Public Interest Environmental. Look at that. All right. I have my own consulting firm, New Environmental Horizons. I'm an environmental chemist. I've been in the business 25 plus years. I work a lot with the LSPs and the DEP. I also am on the Arlington Conservation Commission. I live in Arlington, so getting into wetland regulations, which is a lot of fun and very interesting. And I do try to put out pieces locally in Arlington on environmental issues that are happening, so I'm trying to wear my advocacy hat that way. And that those of you who come to the meetings a lot will know that I was a bit of a bulldog on the TCE issue when the when EPA lowered the exposure thresholds, so helped to get that going in DEP.
Question Paul chagrin.
Not to my chagrin. Wendy.
Okay, all right.
We'll do the table.
Okay. I'm Wendy Heiger Bernays, and I am I'm sitting in the academia seat. You gotta remember which seat in which I sit. Yes, I think I was on maybe the first risk assessment guidance development under the new system years and years ago. I represent the academic community. I'm an environmental toxicologist by training, and I try to support the latest and greatest science in this age of no science, and currently working on a number of hazardous waste situations in Bedford, which goes on and on and on, and many, many others. I also try to bring this work back to students, to engage them in the work that you guys do and in the work of protecting health and the environment. My night job is I'm the chair of the Board of Health of my town's Board of Health, and I'm very passionate about protecting health and the environment, and I too push back and will continue to do so.
We show forward. Who doesn't push back? We're pushing one way.
I'm Ned Abelson. I'm an environmental lawyer with Poolsmith Stores in Boston. I've been working there since '83. I work with commercial real estate developers, which is the seat in which I sit, and I don't even look at the chart to know that. I've worked with all the different versions of the MCP, helping developers figure out the efficient pathway through the regs as they redevelop sites and clean them up. And I wrote my first letter to the president a couple of weekends ago about pulling out of Paris.
For you.
I'm still waiting for the call.
No, now you'll get on the email list for the White House. Wait till you see all the great
Probably on
emails.
no fly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Eileen Gladstone. I am with GEI Consultants, and I represent ACDC, so I'm representing the consulting engineering community. I'm also an LSP. And I've been an LSP since the initiation of the program. I have a general waste site cleanup practice from development of contaminated properties, do a lot of visual intrusion work, PCB cleanup, a mixture of both public and private sector clients. And I, for, 25 years, have been a vocal pain in the ass.
That's the seat she holds.
Next. Hi, I'm Michelle O'Brien. I'm an environmental lawyer at Pierce Atwood in the Boston office. I've been on the advisory committee for some time now, and I sit in the role of PRP attorney liaison or seat or whatever we call this. And in the interest of time, I'm passing it over to Michelle.
All right. I'm Michelle Paul. I'm an LSP. I represent the municipal officials. I'm the City of New Bedford's Director of Resilience and Environmental Stewardship, which I don't have to write all the time. And I am trying to make the environmental issues in New Bedford not go on and on and on. We've got plenty of them. We've got a couple of Superfund sites. We've got cleanup sites that we're the PRP. We've got cleanup sites that we're the owner and other people in the PRP. Having come from brownfield and private practice, I've basically seen everything, and we're on just about every side of the table.
And I'll make this short as well. Marty Hilfinger, I'm with Cumberland Farms, and I'm representing, and I have to look at the acronym each time. It's rather long now. It used to be IOA, but I'm actually small business, but I'm with also the New England Convenience Store and Energy Marketers Division. I'm an LSP and a PG, and I work for Cumberland Farms.
Okay, and in the interest of meeting my 9:30 deadline, for everybody else, and first, I always appreciate that we have usually have a much larger, a substantial and not shy audience participation, so that the line between the people sitting at the table and the people sitting at the audience should be blurry, and their opinions are as well as everybody else. But we're not going to go through the individual introductions for everybody else. But if you could give a raise of hands so that we get a general feeling, and you can raise your hand multiple times because these categories are overlapping. LSPs and environmental consultants. are people with municipal interests, are people that would view yourselves as environmental advocates, state employees, or particularly DEP employees, not generally state employees, there you go. Any other good categories you can do? Academics, risk assessors, there we go, okay. Chemists, geologists, there we go. And like I said, multiple. Anybody else? Attorneys. Usually, we have better representation for attorneys. Where is everybody?
LSP Association.
LSP Association. Good.
Board members of the LSP Association.
Or former
Or former board members.
that ups it up a lot. Okay, so Linda, the point I'm trying to make is we do have a very broad-based, hopefully, and active group, which we really appreciate and we welcome into the fold. Okay, so I'm going to move on to our TC sites. Well, first, let's start.